Hi my friends, and welcome to Alexa's Garden channel. Let's talk about what month is best to plant flower seeds and which flower seeds are better to sow for seedling in February. I am already starting flower seeds and perennials and want to share my gardening adventures with you. The flowers to sow in February. What flowers to grow in February? If you want to get flower seedlings in early spring, you can choose both annuals and perennials. Flower seeds to sow for seedlings in February. 1. Petunia grandiflora and Petunia multiflora. Petunia grandiflora and Petunia multiflora have a small root system, so the seeds of these annual plants can be sown in February. Petunia sprouts grow quickly. From the time you sow the seeds until you get a strong plant, you need about 6 weeks. Therefore, I will sow the seeds of bush petunia in the second decade in February. The temperature for germination of petunia seeds is 25 to 28 degrees Celsius or 77 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Use loose topsoil peat with 10% vermiculite or argabalite added. Soil acidity for sowing petunia seeds is 5.8 to 6. I treat the soil before sowing with a fungicide solution and then sow the petunia seeds in small holes. The petunia seeds are very small and should be on the surface of the soil. Is it not necessary to bury the seeds in the soil? Also, petunia seeds germinate if there is light. Therefore, on the 3rd to 4th day after sowing the seeds, you should provide additional lighting. You will see the first sprout of petunia flowers in about 4 to 7 days. Place them in a cooler place. The temperature should be 18 to 20 degrees Celsius or 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. You should also periodically aerate young petunia plants and accustom them to a more natural environment after growing them in greenhouse conditions. Petunia blooms about 3 months after sowing and blooms continuously until late fall. The best types of petunia shrubs are Petunia multiflora and Petunia grandiflora, as well as Petunia grandiflora sophistica. Verbena hybrid. Verbena seeds germinate well if they are no more than 3 to 5 years old. I usually grow Verbena hybrid from seed. The best soil for sowing verbena is a light substrate with sand and vermiculite. The sowing soil should be moist. Verbena seeds germinate under glass or film. As soon as the first sprouts appear, I move the verbena seedlings to a cooler and brighter place. After a month, when the plant have grown a little, I pick the verbena seedling into individual garden pots. Lobelia. Lobelia is a compact plant that starts flowering very early. What is the difference between bush lobelia and Lobelia ampelus? The stems of bush lobelia grow upward and form large, compact, ball-shaped clumps. I usually grow bush Lobelia Riviera. This flower has very small seeds, so you just need to spread them on the surface of the soil and moisten them. After 7 to 10 days, you will see the first sprout of bush Lobelia. For even growth, the plant requires good lighting for at least 16 hours. The bush Lobelia is ideal for low borders and for growing in containers. 4. Dichondra. Dichondra is a perennial plant. It is an evergreen plant. It grows very slowly, so you should sow Dichondra seeds as early as possible. Dichondra is a very unpretentious plant and is very easy to grow. Seeds germinate 7 to 10 days after sowing. I pick Dichondra in April in separate garden pots, and in May I move them to the flower beds where there is light shade. Dichondra seeds are quite expensive, so I recommend using propagation by cuttings. 5. Pelargonium. Pelargonium has large seeds, but they germinate very quickly if you offer optimal growing conditions. You need to use a loose, slightly acidic peat substrate. Be sure to add agroperlite or vermiculite. As soon as the Pelargonium forms 2 true leaves, these plants should be fed with a complex fertilizer for better growth. Heliotrope. Heliotrope is a perennial that is grown as an annual in my winter-hardened zone 5B. The shrubs of the plant are compact, about 10 inches tall. The flowers are small, dark blue to dark purple in color. I sow heliotrope seeds in a moist mixture of peat and sand, create a greenhouse effect. The first shoots appear 10 to 12 days after sowing. The first flowers heliotrope will show in 12 to 16 weeks after sowing. 7. Osteospermum. Osteospermum is an annual from the aster family that grows naturally in South Africa and Arabia. The seeds of Osteospermum are very large, so they require covering with a small layer of soil. The flowers are similar to those of chamomile, but they are large and come in several shades of color. Osteospermum can be cuttings. This plant is perfectly propagated by cuttings. Seeds are quite expensive, so I use early sowing and then cuttings to save money. Young plants can be planted in the garden once the threat of return frost has passed. 8. Sweet alyssum. sweet alyssum or Lobelia is an unpretentious flower that is easiest to grow from seed. Alyssum seeds are small, so they are often sold as encrusted seeds, coated with a coating of special nutrients and fungicides. I usually sow alyssum seeds in mid-February, making sure to use plastic wrap or glass to create a greenhouse effect for better seed germination. Alyssum seeds germinate at a temperature of 18 degrees Celsius or 64 degrees Fahrenheit. But for faster results, I keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the seeds wake up, I lower the temperature and move the plants to a cooler location. Alyssum does not like excessive heat. It is better to find a cool, light place for the plant. 9. Bacopa. Bacopa is a fast-growing, creeping plant that has shoots up to 15 to 16 cm or 20 to 25 inches long. The flowers are small, white, pink, blue. When should you sow Bacopa seeds for seedlings? Optimal dates are February and early March. Bacopa will show you the first flowers in 3 to 4 months. Usually, Bacopa seeds are sold in the form of dredges. Each multi-perennial contains several seeds, so there will be several small plants that need to be divided and planted in separate garden pots. The best soil for growing Bacopa is a light and loose substrate with agroperlite or vermiculite added. Coleus. Coleus is an herbaceous plant that can be grown both in the garden and in a room. In a list of Coleus, there are about 150 species of different colors. Coleus is a very heat-loving plant. It needs heat and light to grow. I sow Coleus seeds in February. Use a large garden container and fill it with peat. The Coleus seeds sprout 5 to 7 days after sowing. This plant is very easy to grow. Even a beginner can grow it from seeds, but it needs a lot of light for the beautiful color of its leaves. If there is not enough light, the plants will have a pale color and long stem. Look how beautiful these Coleus plants are. That's all I wanted to tell you about the flower seeds I will be sowing in February for seedlings. I hope the video is interesting for you. Don't forget to give a thumbs up below this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon!